Okay, I'm going to show you how I make my compost tea from what I learned on a few different channels on YouTube. These are the aerators that I use to put oxygen into the water so that the friendly bacteria have a lot to use and to feed off of. This is what I put, I use this little laundry bag I put the compost and all the other little goodies in there, and this goes right here, and the oxygen, the what do you call it, the little aerators go underneath it. Now I'll show you how I put it all together. Alrighty, this is, of course, I use the molasses, the unsulfured molasses. Frankly, I don't know why. It's just, that's what everybody on YouTube says to do. So, that's what I use. I actually got this as a gift from a wonderful neighbor. Lives over there, across the street. Wonderful. Another American here. Okay, this is ground up, pulverized, powderized, whatever I could do with it, seaweed, dried seaweed that I used, already rinsed off, so it doesn't have all that salt, that sea salt in it. And I just put it in a little grinder and ground it up. This is, we call it cow manure. And this, from what my little residents here leave all over the Hanging Gardens of Fabulon. This is their droppings. Okay, this right here, I went to a garden shop and the guy said this is really good for the plants. No idea what it is, but he said it acts as a fertilizer and helps with roots and stuff, and so I use that. And I use this stuff. He said that this also helps with the vegetables, what they need to become really yummy and nutrient filled. Okay, so I use this. Alrighty, then I put it all in here. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many of you out there know this, but duck poop, it smells to high heaven. I don't know what it is about cow manure, but it just reminds me of visiting the countryside. It has a good association. This right here, I'll put that in there. Okay, this I'm going to put into the water. Okay, then I've got some of this. I'll just sprinkle some of that on there. Like I said, I have no idea what this is, but the guy that knows more about plants than I do said that it's good for the vegetables, the fruits and vegetables. Same thing with this. And so that's what I use. Okay, I think I'm remembering everything. I think that's everything. So I will close this up. Ooh. Okay. Mix it up really good and get all that. Oh, that just stinks. It just smells terrible. Okay. And I'll be back. Alrighty, like I have mentioned before, the Hanging Gardens of Fabulon here, the water I use to feed the plants is not directly from the hose. It's water that is from here where the fish are. Now, I've watered the plants today, and so the water level's really low. I'll put water in there again, and once I put it in here, I don't use it for the plants for another at least 24 hours after I've filled it. That helps get the chlorine out, from what I understand. Okay, and the fish water is well loved by the plants. And so the water I use for the compost tea as well is from this. So I'm going to fill that up, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, I found a little problem with my aerators here. This one seems to be working fine. You can see the really fine bubbles that it's producing. This one, it just comes out of a big old clumpy bowl. That's not right. So I'm going to pull this out of, and I'm going to try something different. I'm going to put this inside there put that inside there. Put this underneath. See how that works. I think it's going to be interesting. You can see the bag fills up with water apparently, and then comes out in a clump. But that means that the air is in that bag. I like that idea. Alrighty, let's zoom out a little bit. Alrighty, it seems to be working pretty well. You can see the really fine bubbles. Let me get this off of the tripod. You can see the really fine bubbles coming out, and then because the inside of the bag where all the goodies are filled in there, then it fills up with oxygen and then lets it out in a clump, as long as it's in there with all that good stuff. Oops, I almost forgot something. Apparently, I neglected to put this good stuff in there. Okay, open it up, and I'll put, from what I understand, about 2 tablespoons. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That might be a little more than 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, but it should work beautifully. And I will mix that up now so that that beautiful molasses is all up in there everywhere. Should have put the molasses in first. That's what I recommend for anybody that's going to attempt this at home. Yeah. Now I leave that in there for at least 24 hours. That's not going to work. Okay. Gonna cheat a little bit. Ask me if I care. I don't. Okay. The other one is down in there on the bottom. Punch it upward. Punch it upward. Punch it upward. Yep, punch it upward. Okay. Go there. Underneath it all, and then put this one on top. Woohoo! And that right there is called yucky. All over me. Ew. Gross. Can't touch my camera now. Okay, now my hands are clean, but they're wet. Can't touch my camera still. There's also my smartphone, LG smartphone. I guess it serves the purpose, but I would like a better one. Alrighty then, this is the compost tea. Like I said, it's probably a better idea to put the molasses in first and mix it up. I made that mistake. And oh shoot, my knee's dirty. Dang, I wish they were dirty more often. That's how I make compost tea. From the Hanging Gardens of Fabulon. I'll update you in 24 hours. Okay, it's been 24 hours and the compost tea seems to be doing fine. I'm going to do something that my heart says is a really bad idea, but yep, it stinks. Well, it doesn't smell all terribly bad, but let's face it, there's duck and chicken poop in there. So yeah, I wasn't expecting lilies of the field. Anyway, it's doing fine, and a little bit when I water, I'm going to put about this much in with this. And the rest of it will be water from the fish tank, or fish pond, whatever that thing is. And there's the update. Alrighty then, I highly recommend compost tea. Oh, by the way, that sound, apropos of nothing, that sound is from the fish tank. Okay, I have to make note of something that I attribute to more than just coincidence. If you notice here the radishes that are growing, right here we've got some really tall ones that are just popping up. Of course, they were all planted at the same time, but these right here are a lot taller than the here or the ones on the other side. Now, the last time I emptied the bag from using the compost tea, I placed the filter and the bag on top of this so it would drain into this. When I went to dump the filter, I used the drain off right, and I poured it right here, and you can see it dug a little bit. Poured it right here, and it just went here, and that was just a few days ago. Now, these were not this tall yesterday morning, or yesterday when I was up here. I did not notice any difference. Those grew really fast. I am attributing that to the compost tea. I just really love that stuff. Anywho, the Hanging Gardens of Fabulon. My own little creation.